Joining us now in Auckland, please welcome Amanda Palmer. How's it been being stuck in New Zealand? Have we been good hosts?
I wound up in a town called Havelock North in Hawke's Bay. Woohoo! so randomly. I knew I wanted to lock down in New Zealand with my husband and my son, and we had very little time to decide where to go. And I had one old friend from university, my friend Kaya, who married a Kiwi, and I just like looked at the map and I said, let's just go to where she is. We'll get an Airbnb near her house, and then we'll know one person. The kindness and the generosity that's been given to me in Havelock North is, I mean, it's unbelievable. From someone who, without even meeting me, offered to loan me a car indefinitely, and people bringing over clothes and a bike and books for Ash, who's 5, and I've just felt loved and safe and cared for. It's been really extraordinary.
You're doing one of the first gigs post-lockdown, lockdown 2, here in New Zealand, but you also did one of the last gigs before lockdown. Was that a weird and special night?
The best memory of one of those gigs was being in Christchurch, which was the very last live show I did, and crying on stage because I was so uncertain about what was about to happen to me and my family. And Neil and Ash weren't over here yet, and I didn't know if they were going to make it, and it was all sort of falling apart. And you know, and I made a joke about, like, maybe I'll just be stuck in New Zealand. And someone started singing the national anthem, I think kind of as a joke. And then someone else joined in, and then the whole room in Maori was singing the national. Everyone stood up and started singing to me. Sorry. And I felt so welcome. And it was, you know, and it was silly, but it was such a beautiful moment of knowing that, like, this country wants me here. They'll let me stay. And yeah, it was really touching, and I think it wasn't even as touching at the time as it is now, thinking about that moment, because I have stayed.
And Amanda, are you going to stay? How long are you going to stay for?
I still don't know. I'm still waiting to find out about Neil's visa. It's actually looking pretty hopeful that he'll be able to get in so that we can be back together and raise our child together. He hasn't seen Ash for 5 months. And I don't know if you've read the news about my country in the last couple weeks, months, days. It is not a good scene, man. And I never would have forecast that I would be here for so long, but things in my country just keep falling apart harder and harder and harder, and it keeps seeming like a more insane idea to bring a child to America right now. So I don't know, and I just have to be okay with not knowing.
Well, you're welcome here to stay for as long as you like. And please stay there right now, by the way, because we hear you've got a ukulele. We'd love to hear it. You can see Amanda Palmer live at Auckland's Elemental Nights. That's on November 20th. And she also has shows coming up in Wellington, Dunedin and Hawke's Bay.